don't want you to miss the link, so that's why I'm to go live now. Now we're live. If you're watching, hi everyone, welcome to another episode of our Footy Fantasy Show. Obviously, it's going to be an English Premier League review show. We'll start with the big game. We're waiting for the sports fan, for him to join us. As always, they like coming late. Like they're late to everything. They're late to everything. They're late to their title charge. They're late to their top four challenge. They're late to everything. So we'll be breaking down obviously the sports game. We'll talk about their man of the match, all of that. Talk about top four race. We might touch a little bit on the relegation battle, if there's one, and end with the EPL teams who have the best opportunity in Europe right now. Champions League, of course, Europa. That tournament I don't really care about, but I have to care about it. I kind of have to care about it, but that's kind of where we are.
Only hope for United to win something.
Yeah. So, Frank, let me introduce Afan. Thanks for coming back. It's been a while. You've been on our show for sure.
I'm glad to be back. I've been asking to come back, so it's good to be back finally.
Yeah. It'll be good to chat a lot about United chat. I guess we can actually start and let's talk about United before Ono comes. When Ono comes or Steven comes, we can talk about Spurs. Thoughts about the game. What are your thoughts about the game today?
To me, it was a game of two halves. First half started off the way we always play. Quite, I don't want to sound too harsh, but it was a bit boring. But it wasn't just all up to United. Because United would lose the ball, Spurs would lose it, give it back to us. It was a bit crappy for the first 30 minutes thereabout. Then we had that chance, we scored. Obviously, the VAR decision came in and the goal was cancelled. Then it became a bit feisty. Then I started feeling more like a proper big game, or as people were expecting to see. And it was nice to see that. In the second half, Man United reacted really well. Coming out in the second half, they really wanted it. I think Pogba and Cavani were awesome today. It was a fantastic performance from them. Fred scoring the goal was not expected, but
Pastor Fred.
Pastor Fred, I don't know what he was doing in the box, but finally he got the goal. We just got going. There were times that Spurs could have pulled one back, hitting the post, Dean Henderson making that big save, but we managed to keep it going and just put them to the sword after the second goal came in. Greenwood came off the bench and was so good. It's like everything he touched today turned to gold. So hopefully he can pick up from there and we move on. The second half is one of the best I've seen United play in a while, because most of our games we've been getting the results, but it's been a bit drab. You see comments from fans after we won a game, it's as if we lost the game because the game was just a bit boring. But this second half was a bit inspiring, and hopefully we can do that over the full game, because most of the time when we have good games, either we have a good second half or we play in good moments and we win the game, or sometimes we are just crap and Rashford comes up with something or Bruno comes up with something, but we just keep on winning. So it's very difficult to really bash the team when they're getting 3 points, whichever way they're doing it. But personally, I'm a bit tired of saying, the game was not that great, but at least we won. I've said that for the past how many games. So I want to be able to watch a game, enjoy it, like the way I watch Champions League or watch other Premier League lower teams. Like the game against Man City and Leeds was a really good game. The game today as well between Leicester and West Ham. West Ham played really well. Like I want to see games where United play and dominate, and not just have a good second half or playing moments in between. I want us to take the initiative and be on top of games. But I guess we have to wait to see that happen.
Comments from Dr. Sakat. Those are good ones. Before we learn, it says Fulham get relegated. Those useless guys need to swing in like a pendulum between EPL and Championship always. Nonsense owner. I agree.
They're going to get relegated.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they waited too long. They waited too long to make decent buys. Waited too long to do so many things. So yeah, but I wanted them to be honest. I wanted them to stay up. I'm going to be honest. I appreciate them staying
up. Why did you want them to stay up?
The Nigerian bias. I'm going to say that for sure. Yeah, I would like the Nigerian bias that I have. People like Josh Maja, I know, even though he's on loan, Ademola Lookman, I wanted him to do well in Nigeria. I mean, I want my Nigeria boys to do well, So I'm Scott Parker. Even though initially I was like, this guy, I'm not too sold on him, but in recent times, it looked like things were kind of going well, but it looks like they fizzled out. And again, I don't like Newcastle. I don't like Newcastle. I don't like their owner, Mike Ashley.
Everyone doesn't like him.
I don't like their owner.
But they have more than enough to go through. I think the bottom three remain what it is right now. Newcastle have Callum Wilson back. St. Maximin is back as well. You saw his impact in the game when he came on. So I think they'll have just about enough to push them through. The bottom three, I feel, will still remain the same.
I agree. Coming from Chiamara says, what? Then she says, I actually think this game was better than City's. I agree, in my opinion. I think this was better.
City leads.
Oh, that's what she's saying. Okay, City leads. Okay. You can see that because it was kind of one way. If you think about it, Leeds just had
but before the red card, it wasn't.
That's true. That's a good point.
Before the red card, Leeds were ahead anyway. So
it was more balanced. That's a good point. It was more balanced before the red card. I can't believe that this sports guy has run away. Oh my goodness!
He doesn't want to face the passion. You should be used to it by now. So
you should be used to it by now, right?
You're used to it by now. It's normal level.
It's like, why would you run away? We agreed you're supposed to come on. I'm giving him a call now. I'm giving him a call on the live stream.
Well, sports, it's not just win this game. They've had so many games where they go up in the first half and they end up losing the game or dropping points. It just happens so many times.
He says he's on it. I'm like, I don't see you. I have to let you in. Yeah,
he's not showing.
This is what sports fans have to do to us. We have to, make us be chasing them down. Yeah, I'm going to roast this guy when it comes out. I'm going to roast him big time when it comes out. Who was your man of the match?
Mr. Team, Pogba and Cavani. But I'll give it to Cavani. I don't know. My love for Pogba sometimes clouds my. But he had a really good game. I think he really stepped up in this game in terms of control. Even the first goal that got cancelled, his composure in the box when he had the ball, he didn't rush it. He stayed calm, looked for the pass. It was just the right weight of pass, and Cavani scored. Also in the goal that Greenwood created, the one he created for Cavani. See how he shrugged off the guy on the ball. He was so comfortable on the ball that he didn't have to rush it. Shrugged him off, made that pass to Greenwood, and Greenwood just played it across to Cavani. So he had a big impact in the goals that we scored. And Cavani just looked like he was on a mission today. Like he had something to prove. Yeah, so he took it quite seriously today. So it's between both of them. Anyone, to me, if you say Pogba, I won't argue. If you say Cavani, it's fine. But two of them ran the show today, and we need to see more of that for United. And I think it's very obvious that once you play Pogba further up the pitch, that is what you get from playing Pogba there. So I don't understand why we always want to play him in the double pivot. He doesn't. I think he's a victim of his own quality in that sense that he's the one that they can move around to play different positions because he's that good. So it's like, we need to add some creativity to the team. Pogba, you play on the left, or you play on the right. Play in the double pivot because he's the one that has the ability to move within different positions of his quality, while the rest of them are more suited to the roles that they're good at. So I think his skill and his quality is a gift and a curse for him in United. So until we get that proper defensive midfielder that can do their job, then he can free him up. So, because to me personally, I feel like the best formation for United is 4-3-3. If we had a proper defensive midfielder and you have Pogba on the left-hand side of the midfield and Bruno on the right-hand side, and we have a good right winger, then I don't think like we need to be playing the double pivot team. Well, let's see if we can get that signing in the summer and see what happens.
I'm very surprised. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm very surprised that, I will be shocked if we go to another summer and not get like the proper holding leader.
I'll be shocked as well because I think that's personally, I think that's the position that we need the player the most. We have a lot of places to take care of, or positions in the team to take care of, but I feel like defensive midfield is where we really need a player because if we have a proper defensive midfielder, we don't need to play the McFred thing all the time.
Yes,
that player can do his job and cover the defenders. And I think if you have a better defensive midfielder, the way we think defense is bad will not look as bad, and the team can actually keep their possession properly. Because if a defensive midfielder is behind, Pogba can move forward knowing that, okay, there's some sort of cover at the back. Fernandes can move. So you can have like 2 8s and not have a 10 and have people in double pivot. Because I'm not a really big fan of the double pivot thing. I prefer a 4-3-3 formation where, people can move and interchange and you can have some freedom with the kind of players that we have. They need to express themselves more. Pogba is not someone you lock him down in a double pivot and tell him to just bring the ball out and release it to them, Bruno, and the legs. But I feel he needs to get a little bit of freedom up front. And even though he's not great on the left or on the right, but anytime he's just further up the pitch, you just see that difference. He oozes classes when he's further up the pitch. His control of the game, his quality on the ball, the weight of his passes. We just need him more in the game.
I absolutely agree.
Put some smile on your face.
So Stephen has joined the pod. Welcome, Stephen. I promised because you came late, I was gonna, do the. Have you seen the Arsenal dance, Stephen? The take your time with it. Take your time with the L. Take your time with it. Take your time with it.
Stephen, you're getting me sad.
What's up, boy? Get this dance out of my face, man. Come on. What are we talking? What are we talking? I thought y'all would beat us 6-1.
Reverse psychology is not working today.
Hey, man. Hey, look. 3-1. I expect. We talked about this last night. This attacking freedom, Jose Mourinho, is leading nowhere. So, hey, take your little win and keep moving. It's all good.
Stephen, they are saying hi in the comments. So come on, says has joined the room. Emoji laughter. Take your time with it. Take your time with it.
Chat room. See, I appreciate you. What a beautiful face, man. She should be on here. Why are you in the chat room? Get in the mix.
You're trying to calm her down.
This is a sports podcast. I'm not allowed to be trying to slide in any DMs on the sports podcast. Okay? This is a sports podcast.
Oh, good, man.
Okay, so we're waiting for you. Tell us what are your thoughts about the game, Mr. Steven? The floor is yours.
Okay, so basically, I can't speak about the game without speaking about the season, the way the season has gone. The reason I wanted Mourinho at the club is because I wanted that defensive mindset. I wanted us to park the bus in selective games. I wanted all that defensive, bring that game to Spurs because it's what we've been missing. We always had the flair players. We've always had the attacking. So I wanted a coach that would make the players defend. Okay? So Mourinho came in. I'm one of the rare Spurs fans that was happy with us parking the bus against Man City, against Chelsea, that kind of team. Okay, so we try to play and have more attacking intent against the small teams and against the more expensive teams, park the bus. I love that. And we rode that to the top of the league. All of a sudden, in January, Mourinho switched. He started playing Ndombele back as a holding midfield player, started playing Lucas as number 10. So a lot of Spurs fans like it. They say, oh, now we're playing with attacking freedom. I guess they didn't like when we were top of the league because we were playing a bit defensive. So they like the attacking freedom. I do not like it. I think it's naive. So since January, we've been in free fall because Mourinho has dropped his philosophy He bowed to the pressure of the Glenn Huddles, the Alistair Golds, all the Spurs talkers who always say that, oh, this is ugly football, blah, blah, blah. So he bowed to that. And you can see it. You can see the difference in the first game we played against Man City when we played on the break and beat them 2-0 versus the second game against Man City where we were playing with a high line and got caught out with a long ball that Gundogan scored. Okay? So that switch, that drop of Mourinho's philosophy, to me, is ridiculous. And so anything that he's doing now, I'm just watching the games for entertainment. Like, let me tell you the points of the game I enjoyed today. I like Bruno Fernandes' nutmeg.
Let me make it up. Just look at the comments. That's beautiful. More defensive cover.
You feel me? I like Bruno Fernandes' nutmeg.
Good comment.
I'm watching for the nutmegs and for the tricks. There's nothing else in the game for me. All these games we're playing, you could have seen us against Newcastle last week. I mean, we're playing attacking freedom against Newcastle. We get scored on in the second half. We're one of the worst teams in the league in the second half. We do well in the first half and drop in the second half because we don't know how to defend. So it's a silly game, and Mourinho's going to play it till maybe he leaves next season.
I think Mourinho is in a position where do it and you be damned, and don't do it and you still be damned. Because in the beginning, people were like, "Oh, he's too defensive. He needs to allow the players to express themselves more. You have attacking players. Why are you always defending?" And he started off with his defensive style, which is him, but he realized he doesn't have the defenders to play that way. So now he has decided to allow the attacking players play, and still you guys surrender games in the second half. So I don't know what he can do at this point.
He can go back to the defensive game. The thing about the defensive game is it makes so much sense for us. It's not that you need the world-class players to do it. We do it because we don't have the world-class backline. So we need the whole team defending. And that's why it was working in the first half of the season. Because we don't have the top center back, and Toby Alderweireld is he's kind of, let's say, dropping his standards a bit, and his fitness standards are dropping. So because we don't have that back line, we needed to protect by sitting back in the midfield, and it was working. So what happened is Mourinho bowed to the pressure, and he's dropped his philosophy. As a coach, you can't drop your philosophy. Once you've done that, the game is over. Because one, you don't know how to coach an attacking game. Like, just straight up on know-how. You know a defensive game. Now you're trying to coach an attacking game. You don't have it would be like, think about Pep Guardiola trying to coach a defensive strategy. He would not be able to do it right. So that's one. Second one is the players are going to lose faith. Because 2 months ago, you were telling us, hey, everybody defend together. Son, drop back all the way to your box and help out with Reguilon. And then now you're saying, oh, Lucas, just keep making runs through the middle. And Ndombele, just go ahead and dribble. And when you can, help Højbjerg. So Højbjerg is on his own as the only central defensive midfielder for at least 3/4 of the game. So it just doesn't make sense from a common sense standpoint. And I feel like he's lost his mojo, you know? He's lost his confidence. Jose.
I told you.
Maldini still has his confidence.
I told you. You know, this is where my man Steven, this is where I get to tell you. This is where I get to tell you, I told you so, I told you so, I told you.
You did not predict that Jose would switch his philosophy. You said Jose would be defensive. And I like that. I wanted that. So you did not predict that Jose would switch and try this stupid attacking game.
Hey, I told you he's lost it. That's the key of everything. He's lost it. So answer this question. Answer this question.
A sports fan will say stupid attacking game because, you know, Poch did that great stuff for you guys for the number of years he did it and put you guys on the map. And all of a sudden, you won the defensive mindset.
No, but Poch did it better. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying Jose cannot coach this attacking game. So it's not good. Just having Lucas through the middle is not smart every game. You cannot just do that every game in order to push forward. Poch did the attacking game better. I would not say that's stupid under Poch. Poch did it better because that's him. That's his philosophy. He knows how to teach that. Hey, this coaching thing is about teaching. Like, you have to make the players, one, understand on a technical level what to do. Then you have to motivate them to want to do it. And you cannot do that if it's not your philosophy inside. You just cannot bring that.
So answer this question for you. It says, would you keep Jose if he finishes outside top 4 and loses, I guess, not FA Cup, like people are in the Carling Cup final, right? Carabao Cup, that's what it's called now.
Yeah.
But answer that.
Who are you? I am watching. Get your facts right, man.
Okay, Kwame. That's his name. Okay, Kwame.
Carling Cup. We're already out of the FA Cup, but I would keep Jose for another season. Like I would give him the second season. Yes.
Okay. Why?
On the strength of what he's been able to do in the past, and hoping that he would be given a chance, he would be backed as far as getting the top center back, and then be able to play his philosophy. So this season, what happened? He was, I think we got something that we've been wanting for a while, another left back, a more attacking left back. We got a center defensive player, Højbjerg. So great buys. But then Jose wanted Skriniar really badly, the top center back, and he was not back there. Instead, we got the loan deal for Bale. I love Bale, but he's not a center back. I love Bale to death, but he's not a center back. So I would love to see Jose with a team where look at this season, right? Look at this season. This season, I really believe that it's a case in point, and what it's shown us is all these top managers, they can be a bit average if they don't have a world-class center back. Look at Liverpool and Klopp. Take out Van Dijk, and it's a bit average. Look at Manchester City with no top center back before Diaz came in, a bit average. Once Diaz came in, new team. So Jose needs that also, and he's been saying that. In fact, I feel him on this because he's been crying that since Man U. He left Man U, they got Maguire. He comes to Tottenham, we don't get a top center back. So I'll give him the top center back, and then, all right, do what you can do. And if you don't win next season with that, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving.
What do you mean you don't win? You have to clarify that. What do you mean you don't
win? Yeah.
What do you mean like winning league?
I think all.
What clarify that?
What are we talking about here? What do you think Jose does with his life? You think he comes out here to sell ice cream? Win the league, bro.
This guy is on his delusional stuff again. Yeah, all the delusional stuff again. Okay. I see.
If I give you a top center back and you don't win the league, just keep moving. Take your 25 mil, whatever it is. That's what he's in a club to do.
Retirement, man. You guys are you have joined the host of clubs who have invested in his retirement benefits. And that's great. That's great. That's great.
Hey man, guess what? You guys are invited to that retirement party too. You guys
I agree. I said you joined the host of clubs like us who has invested in his retirement benefits. I don't disagree. Absolutely. But you are the latest victim, so you get to get roasted. So let's talk about the game. We have Alpha Match chatted a little bit. Who was your man of the match, Steven?
Man of the match, man. I'm gonna pick my favorite player, PP. I'm gonna pick him. I think
we're talking about. That's my boy.
I think he was very good today in the way that he used the ball. He was smart with it. Pogba is always a thing where sometimes he'll do too much. But whenever he stays in the game, kind of plays with the team, but provides a little bit of the magic at critical points, it's perfect. There was one thing he did wrong today. I think his short passing was very good. His skills were good. His passes were good. But one time he got a ball in the 6-yard box. Did you see? And he tried to hit it like with a back heel instead of just putting it in. I was like, come on, man. I mean, I know you're a Man U player, but that's my boy always. PP and Dele Alli, those are my favorite players. So to see PP, the way he worked, and I like just a little bit of me that just likes that he overshadowed Bruno in today's game.
The funny thing, talking about that, and I was talking about that on the watch along, is There was a time. There's this debate within the fan base. It's like a war. It's like a civil war where they for some reason have pitched Pogba and Bruno against each other every time, and it's just like, what does this makes no sense? Like,
It makes no sense.
this is big. This is big Manchester United. You know, like there was a time we had like 4 like world class midfielders: Roy Keane, Scholes, Beckham. Like this is big Manchester United. It's okay to have multiple world class / very good midfielders, right? You know, it's very okay to have that. So yeah, I don't get. I think it's just a social media thing people want to do.
But see,
yeah, just because some people just don't like any sort of criticism of Fernandes when you say he's not always in the game or he gives the ball away a lot, and everybody always comes back with, oh, but he gives us an assist or he gets a goal, he comes up in critical moments. And most people's argument is that, you know, the all-round game is still a bit lacking.
And that's true.
Pogba gives us a little bit more of the all-round game, but he doesn't get as many goals and assists. But we also need to look at the positions that they're playing.
Absolutely.
I feel personally like if Pogba was playing in the 10 and he was fit, he probably would be doing close to those numbers. Maybe not in the goals, but in the assists, because he has the way he controls the game. But Bruno also is a player that sometimes when everything is just still, somebody just needs to do something out of the ordinary to make something happen. He's willing to take that chance even if he loses possession. So I think it's a good balance to have. It's just to know when to do it and when not to do it. That's my problem with Bruno sometimes. And I think he has reduced it compared to earlier on in the season when he tries all those Hollywood passes. But yeah.
I agree. I think the difference, you hit it on the head, it's balance, right? Pogba is more technical. I think Pogba has better quick feet, and I think Pogba is his quick feet control is way, way better. What Bruno has over Pogba is the shooting. Bruno is a better shooter, and Bruno is more direct. Bruno is a better shooter of the ball, and it's more direct. It's more direct. Bruno can like pop it like 30 yards, just quickly hits the ball. He shoots better than Pogba. But when it comes to passing and weight of passing,
that weight of passing is very, very important to me.
Weight of passing is ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
It's because sometimes Bruno makes the passes, but sometimes the weight on the ball is either too much and the player has to take 1 or 2 touches and it just takes you away from your stride. But something that is very key to me sometimes when I look at a midfielder is his ability to control the game, his range of passing, and the weight of the pass. Because one of my favorite midfielders of all time is Pello. Pello can hit the ball from 50 yards, and it looks like he's so fast, but when he gets into where the player is, he just slows down. I don't even know how he does it. It's just a technique on how he strikes the ball. So it's just the ability to have those different ranges of passes and to decide when you want to try those Hollywood passes and when you just keep it simple is very key to have that balance, because sometimes you try too much and you give possession away too much, and in some certain games you can't afford to give away possession. So if you play like the smaller teams or teams like Burnley that are not really a possession-based team and just lump it up to their strikers, you can afford to take chances like that. But if you play a team that is more possession-based, you don't want to always lose the ball to them all the time and keep chasing the game. So it's just choosing the moments when to take a chance with the pass or when to just keep possession. So I think that's Oli's job, Joe.
All right. Before we move on to, I would like Ono to kind of tell me, if you were Jose, what lineup would you use going forward? Before you answer that, I wanted to quickly I think it's very critical to talk about Solskjaer. I think Solskjaer made it. When I was doing watch along, I was complaining that I do not like when Rashford is being shoehorned to the right. I don't like it. I've been saying this. That first half, it wasn't working. But he pushed him. When he moved him back to this regular position and Pogba was able to go forward more, I thought we had way better control, way better decision. We started making better runs into the box, So I think Solskjaer made great, very, very good tactical adjustments. I also think this has been our best game. I think even better than City game, the 2-0, because that City game was just more disciplined and breaking at the right moment. This was we played well, the combinations. I think Solskjaer should get a lot of credit. He should, because when the players were down, like there was a past month or so, they were just getting results. And the play he still continued getting results. He didn't fall off the cliff, right? And he has most likely comfortably secured, without me speaking, knock on wood, without me speaking too early, I think he has most likely secured second position So
Yeah.
I think he should get a lot of credit because there were a lot of challenges in this COVID pandemic season. So and I think he's doing a good job. And so yeah, that's what I think anyway. So no, I want to keep it moving. I don't want to spend too long on this. What would be your team if you were Jose? Imagine you were Jose, football manager style. What would you do going forward with this first team? Starting lineup.
After this game.
Yeah.
Okay. For one, I have to say, I'll answer the question, but I have to say that for me, I don't look at a team as, oh, this is my starting 11. I think that for every opposition, it's going to change because the matchups are going to change. I feel Coach Popovich, it's all about the matchups. Just like in basketball, it's the same in soccer, but you have to understand players well to do it. But in general, as a broad strategy, like I said in the beginning, I would go back to a 4-3-3, a back four of I bring Toby back and playing with Sanchez. Okay, I think Dyer is a horrible center back. I do not think he's a center back at all. He's a makeshift center back. Let me just put him there because he's given something to our club, so I don't want to just rubbish him. But okay, so Reguilon on the left, Aurier on the right in the back. I don't want Doherty to ever play for Spurs. See, the difference between him and Dyer is, like I said, Dyer is giving more to the club. I'm going to respect him. Doherty, please, sir. Okay.
Come on, be good.
In the midfield, like I said, I like. This is what I like for our midfield, and that's how we play till December, to beginning of January. Højbjerg, Sissoko, and then Ndombele, and those two take on the defensive responsibilities and let Ndombele roam. Okay, and then in the front is Harry Kane, is Son on the left, and then I want Dele Alli playing on the right. If you remember when Poch started with Dele Alli, he played him in a couple different positions. Sometimes he play him on the left wing, but he comes in to play in the middle with Eriksen and leave that space on the wing. Or sometimes he's on the right and he'll come in and leave space on the wing for Trippier to get up. So I want Dele Alli on the right, but coming in to play with Kane. That's the team that I would really like to see. I'm not going to put in Bale because it's a complicated issue there. I like Bale, but it's a very complicated issue.
What of the Celso?
Who?
Celso.
He's not fit yet. And honestly, I don't think he's at the level yet. He'll be on the bench.
I'm surprised he started.
I thought he didn't bring much to the game. He was passing safe. He was a body there, but when you're playing against a team like Manchester United, you need off the ball work just as much as on the ball work, and he didn't add much off the ball. He had one tackle on Pogba maybe, but when I say off the ball, I'm talking about runs to cut off pass openings. So that's the team that I would put out there. I don't think Bale's going to stay. Bale's issue, I think, is a deep one. There's something Jose has been saying. He's been saying that attitude is more important than skill. And I think he's been given a subtle reminder about Bale, trying to say that he has the skill, but not the attitude to fight and play in the game. And that's why he hasn't been playing. Great skill player, but in the moment of his career that he's just not going to bring it consistently. So I think Jose has made a big mistake leaving Ali out, definitely. He should have found a way to fit him in, and that's what I'll try to do if I was. Yeah.
So let's now you're talking about players. Let's move on to the next hot talking point. So I think 2 days ago, a report came out from The Athletic about Harry Kane already saying if Spurs don't make top four, he's going to push for a move. So let me just quick thoughts about this. You think Harry Kane is going to leave this summer if Spurs don't make top four? Steven?
Interesting. If we don't make top four, you said? If we don't make top four.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's make it easier. You're not making top four, so do you think it's saving? Or...
Okay, that's true. Let me rephrase. When Spurs don't make top four, do you think Harry Kane?
It's tough to know, man. It's tough to know. Do I think he's going to go? I honestly don't know, man. But let me tell you what. I want him to go.
Interesting.
I like Kane. I'm a coach, and I'm a coach because I love players. I was a player myself, and I love players. Like, I sincerely love players, and I want the best for them. So I think if we're not winning, he's going to be 28, 29.
Yeah.
He should go. I would like him to go and get a chance to be part of a dynasty somewhere, be part of something big somewhere. But do I think he's going to go? I think he might stay. Because there's a lot involved in his contracts, it's emotions, it's the Premier League record that he still wants. Because we're not going to give him to a Premier League club. It's not going to happen. So if he goes, he misses that chance to keep that Premier League goal scoring record, to break that record. So I don't think he'll go because of that. But I would like him to go win. I want to see him win.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fair comment. I like that. It's not
That's
a passion.
it's not one of those passion responses.
What are your thoughts? Yeah. Do you think he's going to leave this summer?
I think ideally he wants to leave, but I don't think any club can afford him. That's where the problem is. Because we know Daniel Levy does very hardball business. And Kane anyways is going to cost a lot of money. So I don't see a particular team that's just going to spend that money on just one player in the transfer window that they don't even know when next revenue is going to be steady again. So I think he will want to go, but I don't know who can afford him. That's just the problem. Maybe Chelsea.
I absolutely agree with you. Leverage is with Tottenham. Tottenham have leverage. They signed a ridiculously high contract. 6 years? He has a 6-year contract I signed, I think, 2 years ago. So he still has 4 more years. I mean, the leverage is with Tottenham, is with Spurs. So I agree with you. They can ask for ridiculous amounts now. And like Steven said, the reason why I agree that he's not going to leave is for the key fact that he wants that Premier League record, and Harry Kane is not going to risk trying to force his way out, and no club can now pay the 150 or 200 Levy is going to ask for. Then he now has to stay. With fans in the stadium, Harry Kane is not going to risk that.
I don't even think it's his personality. I don't think
exactly. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. I don't think so. I think he took that leverage went when he signed that. If he was smart or he had smart advice, let me not say that he's a smart person. I'm just saying if you had better advice at the time, maybe
you not done 3 years.
3 years, not 6. 6 is you saying, regardless of what happened, regardless of the project going sideways, I'm here for almost for life, or at least through my peak years. So
he's a Spurs boy. I mean,
yes, he is. I know.
So
it's just like Rashford. If Rashford, I agree. It's just like how Rashford.
Yeah. That's what it is. Man United transfer.
Another thing is why I'm saying it's tough, because I see a scenario where Jose gets backed a little more, and I can see them trying to convince him, say, if we do this with our squad, I'll give it 1 more year. And at the end of that next year, Jose leaves if we don't win, Kane leaves if we don't win. Like, next year will have to be it for
make or break.
Yeah.
Next year, make or break. Yeah. I agree, because I think clubs will have more money than from fans, get tickets, all that. I agree. So next one, staying with transfer, because I don't want this to be fluid. I don't want us to follow any template. Pogba and Son. Let's start with you, Afam. Pogba. Do you think Pogba leaves this summer, Afam?
I don't think so.
Okay, you think he stays?
I think he stays. Yeah,
I think he stays. Because he has to sign the contract this summer. If not, United loses for free. He's on his final year.
I think he stays. Signing the contract, I don't know.
You think you think United will lose Pogba for free? They'll risk that?
I think he won't push to leave. He will want to go, but he won't push to leave. But I doubt that he will want to sign a contract, except some assurances have been given to him, and we know the board that we have. They can't give any kind of assurances, because I know with him, he doesn't have a problem being in United. He just wants to win.
Yeah.
And the way he's seeing how everything has played out, I'm not sure he thinks he can win, and he wants to have the opportunity to win more things on a club level. So, yeah, that's why I think. Well, with Son of Spurs,
is
that what Like the second one.
Yeah.
His name is was one of my favorite players in the Premier League.
I know.
So I don't know. There's not been a lot of noise about where he can possibly go to or stuff like that. So I think he'll stay as well. I think next year. I think next year will be very.
Sorry,
I'm not sure.
I think he has a year left. Steven, am I right?
I believe it's a year left.
Okay. So he has to sign this summer then.
I think he does what Kane does.
Okay, you think so too?
Yeah.
Running back.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's kind of like
because if Kane leaves, just forget about it. Son is going.
It's kind of like Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard at Toronto. You know that Toronto is?
They go together.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Danny Green, the whole time they're asking Danny Green what to do, he calling Kawhi like, "Hey, Kawhi."
I think I agree with you. I actually think Son stays. I actually think Pogba stays. Actually, I think he signs a new contract. I think they give him. They give him. No, not even that. I think they make him highest paid. That's what I think is going to happen. That's my prediction, and that's why they are kind of trying to face. I mean, highest paid. It's not going to get to David De Gea level, but I think the club is trying to face David De Gea out. You can really see David De Gea is now a second keeper.
Yeah.
They're trying to face him out
so that they can reduce that wage book.
Structure, exactly. That's what they're trying to do.
Hold on, guys. But what about the comments you're making in the face of what Pogba's agent said? Pogba's agent said he is leaving.
It's Raiola. Come on, Raiola.
It's Raiola. It's
money. Have you watched The Wire before? I don't know if any of you have seen The Wire. The show The Wire.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. So, Steve, you remember Prop Joe? You know who Proposition Joe was in The Wire? That's exactly right. Raiola reminds me of Proposition Joe. All he's about is the deals, right? So he will say and do whatever and through like dummy scenarios. He will do whatever just to get
he makes the deals though. Prop Joe makes the deals though.
Same with Raiola. He makes the deals. He always gets better.
So if he said a deal's gonna happen, it's possible. It could happen. Like I wouldn't bet against him that he has actually had serious talks with other clubs.
Okay.
I'm just saying, anyway, you can say it's just like he's trying to drive it up or whatever. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about what he's saying. So you think he's just talking? You think he's just talking?
No, actually, let me take that back. I think it's 50-50. I think he could stay and get highest paid, but I also think it could just be talk because I think the thing that is driving everything is Pogba is not going to stay on the same wages, 290K. Pogba earns 290,000, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably only 3 clubs in current world football can afford that based on their wage structure, their cap, all of that, FFP. That's PSG, Real Madrid. Juve can't even afford that. Juve, I would have said Juve, but they cannot. They are cutting their wages because of Ronaldo's 500K or 600K. They are in trouble. That was one of the reasons that they brought Pirlo in. So I don't digress too much into why Juve is made up. But they're trying to cut their wage structure. And Pogba is not going to take a pay cut. If you cannot even match his current wage, he's not taking a pay cut to leave. So I think economics is driving everything in United's favor. That's the point I'm trying to make. Economics is driving it in our favor right now. Only if Real Madrid, for some reason, are able to get Bale off their wage books, and Zidane is like, you know what, it's time to replace, Modric, and because Modric is 36, Kroos, and we need somebody like Pogba. That's the only club I see him going to. So only if that's agreed, then I say, okay, then that's where he's going to. Apart from that, I just think United will not want to lose him for free, and they will just say, you know what, we'll pay you 300K, we'll bump it up by 10K for you to stay. So, because this is reality, Pogba can sign a new contract, right?
As he will.
Now, if he's not going well, he will force his way out. That is what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Like that, people like Pogba and Raiola, that doesn't mean anything to them. Signing a new contract, he will force his way out.
Where do you think Pogba wants to go, though? Do you think he's one of those players who has that Real Madrid dream? I don't see that. I don't.
He does. He has said it. He literally said it. That's literally in 2019. Yeah. He was on, I think, international and said, "Oh, Real Madrid is his dream. It has always been his dream." Okay. So he's already done the whole Real Madrid is my dream thing. He's done it already.
Okay.
So, yeah. So let's move on to top 4 race. I don't want to see.
Say before we get off that topic, I hope he leaves.
Hater.
I Your team. I can't stand seeing him playing for y'all. Those moves, man. Did you see how he brushed Dyer off today? He was like, "Go back home. Go back home."
He does that a lot. That spinning thing where he just like he turns people. Yinka Malone, thanks for the comment. Yinka says, "Nice job, guys." Thank you, Yinka. We'll
Thanks, Yinka.
Doing our best. So in my opinion, just ending that Pogba thing, yeah, that's what I think. I think economics is driving it. I think Son will stay, Kane will stay. That's what I think, in my opinion. Top four race. So we are going to run through this quickly. I don't think we should spend too much time. I think we already know who's going to be top two, right? Pending any disaster. In fact, we know who's top two. Whether it's something is Manchester City, Man United.
Yeah,
so the main two spots. Who is taking the third and fourth spot? Let's start with Steven. Because your team is in that. So who do you think logically? Who do you think?
I would say Leicester. I think Liverpool can win, especially with Jota coming back. I think they may get it in. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt just because they have the experience of winning. And I know Leicester fell today to West Ham. I think West Ham's run is going to stop just short.
They're doing well. It's incredible.
Yeah. It's incredible what they're doing. It's amazing.
What Lingard is doing, man.
It's incredible too.
My God.
I think Leicester can do it because of what I've seen from Brendan Rodgers. It has a tactical ability for each game to make the right decisions. I would say Leicester, Liverpool.
And that comment from Yinka, let me take a comment, sorry. Say Foxy should stay. I use my mama beggar. I wish he stays too. I really do. I also think United should also back up his ambition. They need to back up his ambition. They can't keep doing this. They can't keep doing this. Oh, we want to win, but we're not going to invest. They should invest. They should invest in the manager. If they say this is their guy, they should invest. That's where I am now. Like whether I agree Solskjaer can take us over the line or not does not matter. I don't own Manchester United.
I've gone past that.
I'm not the board. If you say this is your guy, invest. Go home. Go big or go home. Like go big or go home. Put your mouth like go big or go home. Because people need to understand, and United board need to understand that players' career is not infinite, right? It's not infinite. It will regress after a while. This good momentum will regress if you do not make the right signings at the right time. Yep. Me and you talked about this for 3 hours yesterday. Me and you on the phone about when teams are at their peak, you have to invest.
You don't do anything with it.
That's what Man City does. That's what Liverpool did with Klopp. You have to do. If you don't do it, to regress. It's as simple as that. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Bolu, great vision. Thank you, Bolu. Thanks for the comments. Where were we? Top four is okay. Afam go. Who do you think is going to finish
top two is more or less secured. Yep. I think Leicester will not make the same mistake they made last season. I think they will be the third team. It's the fourth team that is a bit dicey because if you go and look at the fixtures, Chelsea have a couple of tough games coming up, and they get to play West Ham and they get to play Leicester before the end of the season. So it could go anyway. Injuries could happen. You don't know where Chelsea will be in the Champions League at that time. How will they prioritize? But if I'm just going to go with my gut feeling, I feel Chelsea would be able to do just about enough to get into the top four. I think West Ham it will be one of those moments. They tried, they were almost there, but something just happened and they didn't make it. So I feel Chelsea have enough. I think they have the depth in the squad to play both competitions. And I like the way Tuchel has been able to manage the team. The way he has been able to tweak things here and there. It's been quite impressive. I think he's good enough and the team is good enough to make top four. So I'll just go with Chelsea in fourth place. But the first three, I believe that will always be there. Will be obviously Man City winning the league, United second, and I think Leicester will get the third spot. But the first spot, I think, is a bit dicey. But I'll just go with Chelsea on that one.
It's so tight though because have you So not just the point, the goal difference.
Everything is very close.
Yeah, they're like 18, 19, 16 goal difference. I mean, 1 or 2 games is going to change it.
Change.
You're right. I'm looking at it right now. So right now, Leicester is on 56. And between Leicester all the way down to Liverpool, is just what 4 points. That is crazy. That is
One
really
loss, man.
crazy. It's 4 points between from 3 to 6. Tottenham is kind of slightly far behind now. This is my opinion, actually.
No thanks to you. No thanks to y'all.
Take your time. That's my dad for doing for you. Every time I see you now, this is what I would do. Take your time.
Nobody dances if you don't score more than 5 goals. Nobody dances. That's the rule. You didn't hear about this rule?
No, that's good. That's your podcast rule.
You cannot dance if you didn't score 5 goals. Nigga, sit down.
That's my dad for you. So Bolu says Messi Lingard might pull the surprise for West Ham. I agree, Bolu. I agree. Bolu, like sometimes, right? Football can be a simple game where your best players, just pull it out of the hat. I agree. Best, like the way Messi Lingard is playing, it just feels like he's on a mission. Like I'm going to drive this team. I'm driving this team.
He's peaking at the right time. They just have 7 games to go, and he's not been playing for United for a long time. And so he's not going to. There's no fear of burnout or anything like that. So he's speaking for them at a very, very good time.
I agree. I absolutely agree. So this is my opinion about top 4. I said it on the watch along. I actually think Leicester is going to bottle it again. I do. Man. I look at their fixtures. And I'm like,
the
games they should not be losing at this game. Like the one they lost today. I get the loss to Man City. I mean, it's Man City last week. That's fine. Losing to West Ham and like all these points they are dropping, they still have to go. They still have to play Manchester United. They still have to play Chelsea. They still have to play. Yeah. There's somebody else they still have to play. I looked at the fixture.
Many of those guys competing for the first spot are going to play each other.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Hold on. You have to put a factor in. Remember that these past few weeks they lost Madison. Madison's just coming back.
Yeah.
He's a big part to them. If they can get him in the run-in to the end, it'll make a difference. Like,
I agree. No, I don't disagree. They've had bad injuries, but this one that I was going to say though, because me, I like Brendan Rodgers, but I think West Ham today were without Declan Rice, were without Mikel Antonio. Like those 2 of their key players, and obviously Leicester's squad is better than West Ham. Leicester's squad is better than West Ham, and they lost comfortably to them. Well, they made a run towards the end, but so my opinion, I think Leicester is going to bottle it. I just have that sneaky feeling they're going to bottle it, and I think Chelsea is going to finish 3rd, and I think at the last minute, I think Liverpool is going to sneak in. Liverpool is going to sneak into the 4th. That's what I see happening. I think Leicester is going to bottle it.
You have the traditional top 4 people then.
Yeah. I think Leicester is going to bottle it. I'm just seeing like games that they actually should not be losing. It's like if you're losing type of games, when you play the big teams, what are you going to do? So, but Madison might change all of this.
Sometimes they pull up some wins that you don't expect them to win sometimes as well.
Yeah, that's true. Madison might change everything.
And just have some tough games coming now.
Madison might change everything.
They have a few tough games coming.
Inca is just laughing in the comments. He says garbage Arsenal. So what? Is Arsenal drawing?
We're talking about top 4 here. So why is Arsenal coming up?
No one cares about Arsenal. Arsenal can chat to like Brighton and them, man. Those are their ambitions. I don't really care about Arsenal. Arsenal can chat to Southampton and Leeds. Nobody cares about them. Nobody cares about them. They are a non-issue. That's their level. Nobody cares about those people. they are not in conversation. In fact, the relegation conversation is more interesting than talking about Arsenal. Nobody cares about them.
Every time I think about Arsenal this season, I just think, like, in my mind, everything. How has this man kept his job? Like, how has Arsenal kept his job? Arsenal is like a mystery to me right now. I just.
It is a mystery. And we talked about Arsenal for so long on the last pod. I don't want to go into that. But yeah, you're right. It is a mystery. It is a mystery.
I guess they decided that Arteta is the guy.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. They want to die on that hill. That we know we're not probably going anywhere forward, but at least it's doing some cultural change, cultural shift. So that's fine. If that's what they're doing. So relegation battle, quickly. I want to spend the last 5 minutes. Is there a relegation battle anymore?
No, I don't think so. I think the people that are in the bottom three are going anyway.
Fulham broke my heart. I'm going to be honest, guys. And before you came on, Stephen, we talked about this. Me and Alpha. Fulham broke my heart. I was rooting for Fulham specifically because of the Nigerian boys there.
Nigerian contingent.
Yeah, I think Fulham broke my heart. Arsenal is getting a lot of smoke even though they are winning. You know, it's so. See, Amara says poor Arsenal. They're getting a lot of smoke.
They're good. They're all right.
Who does C support?
She's a Manchester United fan.
Manchester United.
Okay.
Manchester United fan. So, yeah. But we're talking about soccer here, just soccer. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You got to talk about things that are good. Everything that's good, talk about.
Everything is good.
You know.
So you guys think Sheffield, of course, they are relegated. West Brom and
West Brom, no.
So you know Fulham, because I look at the points now, it's 6 points already. Six is too much between Fulham and Newcastle. I wanted Newcastle to go down so much. I don't like Newcastle. I'm going to make it clear. I know Steve Bruce is our former boy. I don't care about that. Like for me, I can separate managers and players. I'm not one of those people that do like, nah, I don't care. I don't like Newcastle. I don't like Steve Bruce type of football because he has relegated like 3 teams. He's a relegation specialist.
Look, I gotta say
he's changing his fortune this year.
For a fan of such a big club and you sit near the top of the league every year, you have too much beef for smaller clubs. Like, I just want to say this personally. You have too much personal beef for smaller clubs. Like, what is your business? Why do you hate me?
Why do you care about?
I don't like Mike Ashley. Okay, I'm going to explain why. I don't like Mike Ashley. I really don't. I feel like the guy reminds me of kind of, I'll say Glazer 0.5, right? The guy is just like sucking the life out of that club. Sports, he used them for like to front his Sport Direct, you know.
Sport Direct, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. I don't like what he has done to that club. Because Newcastle is a big club. They have like the third at some point. They are like third largest
club is big, yeah.
in the United Kingdom, like the stadium, everything. But he's just like sucked the life out of them. Where they've gone from this. The lecturer, what's his name? Rafa Benitez. And like, he's playing poor football. But since then, they progressively like gone like terrible. Ago. Like everything they've done after that, it's like, what are you doing? What's your plan here? Like, what is your plan? You know, so that's why I don't like them. Not because of the fans. I'll make that clear. It's because of their ownership. So let's end with.
Honestly, I don't care. Newcastle, Fulham, they could drop to League One for all I care. What I need is I need a top center back and I need a real serious push with Mourinho getting back to his philosophy. In fact, I want 5 teams to be relegated so we can have more players to choose from when we back.
Oh, 5 teams! Wow, look at the guy that says I have.
Look at the guy that plays against.
No, but I want it for the players. I want us to get some players. Some players I really like. Like I like from Brighton. I want Tariq Lamptey. I want Newcastle. Newcastle. I like Almiron. I really like him. I think that he'll help us. You know, for a title push.
I don't think he's that level for where you're trying to go to.
No, he's better than what we have on the bench. When Bale leaves, right, and I'm hoping Lamela leaves, for a title push, you need like a stable of good producing wingers, even if they're not the starters, but very good producing wingers.
But Bergwijn.
Yeah, I like him. Bergwijn can't finish. Bergwijn can't finish.
You can go and do the type of juju or voodoo that Klopp did, and for 2 years his players did not get injured. Like that, whatever voodoo that he did, those 2.5 years when the Liverpool players were not getting injured, I want some of that because I don't know how to pull that off, you know, because that was ridiculous. Those 2 years, they didn't get any injuries, like major injuries. They were the same guys were going, they ran it back, and they won the league. So that's.
I think it's starting on them now.
It is. It kind of is. I agree. It's kind of is. European progress. So let's end with. What are your thoughts on what English team will go all the way in Europe? Let's start with Champions League. Let's go with Stephen first. Which English team is going to go? I mean, all the way and let's get to the final. Stephen, thoughts?
Man, I have to say Man City.
Okay.
City, I have to put it on them. I think that they have what it takes. With this addition of Diaz, I watched that guy's interviews, man. He says something that's so important. He said the other day, like, it's not even about all the tactics. I mean, tactics are important. But he said it's about, okay, we're attacking. We make mistakes. If you make a mistake, your teammates will cover you. That's what it's about. If you make a mistake, your teammates will cover you. And the kind of, like, with the attacking prowess they already have and the tactical astuteness from Pep, like setting up the spaces, exploiting teams, then you have somebody who's bringing this kind of mindset to motivate players and give them the safety, just kind of like psychological safety of, we're playing and my teammates are behind me all the time. I think he could be the signing of, I don't want to say the season, it hasn't ended yet, but I think it's huge for them. I think he can push them towards, they were so close with Company for the Champions League. He's exactly what they needed for the league and for the Champions League. I'm going to put it all on them. I'm not sure about Chelsea.
Okay.
About Chelsea.
That's fair. We'll do another episode where we'll go into signing of the season. I think he has been the signing of the season, at least in EPL. He has, in my opinion. I say that because I remember
he made the most impact.
Yeah, he's made the most impact. Actually, when we're going for Maguire that season, a friend of mine actually said, let's go for Diaz. We should go for Diaz. He watches all of the leagues, and I was like, I know he's kind of good. He's Benfica, but wow, what an impact! He's incredible. Alpha, who thinks going to go all the way?
The City. Yeah, they're just too good, and the options they have in attack and even in defense. When you have Laporte, you have Stones, you have Diaz, you have Ake. They're just poor with choices in defense. They have Walker, Cancelo. So I just think they have the squad depth, and they have players that offer different things in different kind of games and in different situations. And it's up to Pep on this one. Like, he has no excuse not to deliver, at least get to the final, because he has a good enough squad. He's a top manager, and I feel like, considering the teams that are left, he should be able to get them over the line. That squad is just too stacked not to be able to push through. So,
okay, I agree with you guys. I also think every other team has major holes. They have their holes. Let's be honest, right? Then their holes are in comparison to like the Bayerns, the PSGs, the elite Chelsea, Real Madrid. Yeah, I think they are the ones that will go all the way to the final. I think Chelsea will go to the final. Funny enough, I do think so. Because I've been saying this because I've been looking at this pandemic football. I've been paying very, very close attention to what's going on regarding the teams that can like keep it very, very tight and can be very, very, very pragmatic in amount of quality chances they let in or concede. Just chances that they are giving up. I think that kind of team is going to really go far as far as the Champions League. And also, let's be very clear and honest, Chelsea are on the easier side of the bracket, right? If Chelsea were on this side where there was Bayern, they are not getting to the final. But the side they are on in, I think obviously, they are already through Porto, but the next people they're going to meet, which I think is most likely going to be Madrid. Madrid is going to be a tough game for them, no doubt. But the way Chelsea's playing, Chelsea are not going to give Madrid that space that Liverpool gave them. That's not happening in Chelsea. They're not going to give. They're going to press the life out of them. It's going to be a different ball game. That's what I'm saying. And I predicted that they are going to get to the final along the massive. But hey, it's Champions League. You can say anything, and
anything can happen. Yeah,
because it's just one night. Everything will change. Europa. Back to Steven.
I don't talk about Europa. It's not my.
Look at this guy. I understand. This is a therapy session. Let me get into my doctor mode. It's a therapy session, Steven. We have to like to host therapy sessions. I know you're suffering. You're still suffering for that 3-0. That was the biggest L I've seen. 3-0 to Capitals in Croatia. My goodness.
Hey man, I said what I said. I'm not speaking.
You said you're talking about your power. Okay, Steven is still suffering from the stigma. It's still stigmatized. Can you tell us Who do you think is going to go to win?
Honestly, I don't like predicting about Europa because it's such a. To be honest, a lot of the teams in it, I don't watch them. You know what I'm saying? So I could tell you in previous years, I could tell you, oh, Sevilla has a good chance because they're always in it. But a lot of the teams that are even in the final periods, I don't really watch them. So honestly, my focus is Tottenham getting back to the top 4, trying to win the league. Like honestly, I can't tell you that I'm sitting there watching Europa games.
That's fair. Honestly, that's fair.
I don't really watch a lot of Europa games, but like there are some traditional teams that when you get to a certain level of the tournament, you know them, this is how they play and stuff like that. But I think United should. It's there for us not to. It's there for us to take if we are serious. Yeah, if we are serious, it's there for us to take. So, but you know how we always bottle it up in the semi-finals, so you never can tell. But ideally, from all the teams that are left at the moment, I think United should be able to do just about enough. Just about enough to cross the line.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're the best one.
Yeah, we're the best team left there. But it is what it is. I'm more or less like my mind is already going towards next season. I just want to watch my team play better football. That's just important to me as well because it's kind of like disheartening when you watch different games of different teams that you don't support and you enjoy football and you really enjoy watching the game, and you come to United and you're like, Yeah, I'm happy. I don't want to sound like someone that's always mourning, but I'm happy that we're getting the points and we're getting the points and we're winning games, which is very important. But I also want to see the team play a little bit better.
I agree with you. And before I go, I'm going to say, I think United should win it. I'm going to say this. There are parallels that were drawn between the season of Mourinho's 2017-18 season, and I said on the watch along, and this season, literally, when it comes to defending goals, expected goals, all the analytics about football, goals scored, all that, it's like literally matches what like. And I remember saying this then during that season. For anybody that listened, that was willing to hear me, like, yes, we are second. Yes, it feels good. Yes, we had a couple of, and that's we had a lot of exciting games, away games on Arsenal. Like we had some very good away wins that looked like, we just need. Just first half of the season, we're looking really good. We just need 2-3 players here and there to like jump to the next level, right? And I remember saying it there, like our football, the way we are playing this to improve. We cannot keep doing this. We'll have maybe a very good game every 7-8 games. This is not sustainable.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the same thing here. We've done very well. Social has done well. Our football needs to improve next season. Like, my goodness, that's something. We need more performance like this. If not, and if you don't sign, which is probably the most critical part, right? If you don't sign the right players, it's going to regress. It will regress. And we cannot do this. We have to sign the right players and we need better playing football. So after that, I think United can win it all. Arsenal, I don't think they will get stopped in the semi-final. That's my prediction. If they get to start, I think they'll get stopped by their former man, Mr. Good Evening. Una Emery is going to stop there. I think Una Emery is going to stop Arsenal. That's my hot take for the week. Let's take the last comment before I go. Siamara says, if Arsenal makes it to the semis, I think they can win it. Hate to say it. Well, I don't know. I think you're being too optimistic, Siamara. I think they're getting stopped by Villarreal.
I think she's trolling.
Oh, this is trolling, okay. But she has to say it in the end. I don't know if she's trolling. It's just hate to say it. I think they're going out. I think they're going out in semi-final.
I would say, just as we're wrapping up, though, like I see what you guys are saying about wanting to play better football. I think that Solskjaer has managed to kind of hit the balance between sitting back and parking the bus and picking the right moments to attack. I think you started the game today sitting back and kind of seeing what we would do.
Yeah.
And in the second half, taking the opportunities. Not that you guys came out to attack in the second half, but just picking the moments. And I'm the kind of fan that I don't understand your wanting to see better football, because for me, that's great football. I like that defensive play. If my players can be smart enough to be decisive at the right time, I would love that kind of game. That's why I like your approach in the first half of the season.
You're more of a pragmatic
of a team that's like a snake, like a cobra. It's just sitting back is chilling. Everybody's saying, why are they doing this? We don't like this. And they just strike at the right time, take their 3 points, and go home. And the media can keep talking till they take the trophy home. I just like that.
That's fair. I just think that sustainability of it depends on where you want to end up, right? That's the key. I always say, what is the peak of that? If your peak is to just be competitive, we talked about this yesterday. Finish in top 4, just be there. That would work over a long period of time. That would work, fine. That's fine. If you're trying to win the big things in this current version of this league, because people need to understand that, and you know this, Onoche, like every 3 or 4 years, the league profile changes. It changes. This league profile with Klopp and Pep, that every time they win the league, they get to like 9 something, and even you have to throw in Conte, 9 something points. I personally don't think that is going to be sustainable to get to 9 something points. Like,
because what you need is
like what you said. What you need in that moment is everybody needs to be pretty much like almost world class or very good. Like Kane, like there's a reason why Kane, someone is the only person that can do those kind of things. Like to get 9 something points, you need like 30% conversion rates.
Yes. You need some
passing in picky moments is almost impossible. That's the problem. It's almost impossible. You need high volume of chances.
Yeah, you need to create a lot of chances. That means you have to play more progressively.
You need the world-class finishers to strike, and you definitely can be losing games 6-1. You know what I'm saying?
Get out of here! Trying to throw shit. Get out of here! I will come to the end of the pod. I don't want to drag too long. You're trying to throw shit. Get out of here!
That's sustainable, man. That's not sustainable.
Hey, 3 points is 3 points. We got you guys back today, so I'm going to end it with you. Take your time with it, man. Take your time. Take your time with it.
It's what it is, man. Good.
Yeah. Man. Alpha, thanks for coming out. Steven, thanks for coming out. Everybody watching, like, share, subscribe, and we are out.